What's up guys, Chris here for Geekspire.com, and I'm bringing you the 8th and final installment of our TERA character class preview series. Last but not least, we have the Warrior. So the Warrior is the second of two tanking or defense-based roles in TERA, but in comparison to the Lancer, it's very, very different, as I sort of said earlier, if you watch the Lancer video, to how you're going to go about tanking and overall engaging the enemy, especially in a group. So race-wise, went back with the Propori, started with the Propori, figured seemed fitting to end with it, and also, hey, who says you can't be cute and deadly all at the same time? So, like all of our other melee classes, we have our basic combo. It's going to be our sort of main sort of bread and butter for regenerating mana, as well as just doing basic damage, and it's not going to cost us anything. And we also have an evasive roll, just like with our Slayer. You can roll in all four directions, and this is going to be very integral into your tanking, because the Warrior is classified as a dodge tank. So you're not meant to take the full brunt of the damage like the Lancer. You don't have that block to negate damage. You have to dodge, essentially. You gotta roll, you gotta stick and move just like the Slayer, but it's even more crucial because a lot of the enemies are going to be heading for you, so you gotta really step up your game. The Warrior is actually considered to be the most difficult class to play as in TERA, especially if you're going into a more tanking role. So anybody who wants a challenge, this is definitely going to be the class you're going to want to play. So before we get into our sort of active ability set, I'm going to showcase or just show off these two abilities I just got level 10. So these are stances that I just got. You have assault as well as defensive stance, and each one of them is going to alter your character in some way. Assault stance is it's going to boost your strength, lowers your defense, but increases your crit rate. And this is it seems to be primarily used for soloing, grinding, give you that boost of attack. Doesn't really matter, you're not really in it for the long run, just quick battles and whatnot. Whereas defensive, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. It's going to boost your defense, and it's going to cause your attacks to draw 30% more aggro. So this is a stance you're going to want to use whenever you're in a group or doing a dungeon or a raid or all that sort of group-based content that TERA will offer, because it's going to keep all the enemies focused on you rather than your healers and whatnot. So interesting sort of dynamic. No other class has these two stances, so that's kind of cool. They do cost mana over time, but the cost is completely negligible in comparison to just your basic mana regen. So that's cool. Good to know. So I'm going to stick on this assault stance just because I'm not really in a group and it doesn't really matter. More damage is always beneficial. So let's take on this Disc Reaper, show off a sort of basic combo spam. Here we go. Gonna retaliate. It's getting ready. Dodge over him, as we used to do with the Slayer. Very good. Not even attacking the right direction. There we go. That was kind of bad, but sort of show off the basic combo of what the Slayer can do. Continuing forward, our first ability is called Rain of Blows. So it's a multi-slash attack that to anything in front of you, directly in front of you. Very cool. We're going to pull it off right here. Oh, he's going to dodge. You sort of see multi-hit attack. Doesn't cost a whole lot of mana. It's probably one of the lower costs in this game. Pull it off. Bam, there we go. Other thing you should note, most of the abilities so far are actually going to also help you in your tanking. So I have this flurry of a sword attack, but while I'm actually executing it, the damage I take is reduced by 30%. So that's very key. So if you can't really even get out of the way of an oncoming attack, say a boss is coming at you, you can always pop this. You're going to take 30% less damage. So that's always good to know. Good to have that knowledge. Is this guy going to come after me? Come on, buddy. I don't want to fight that boss. I could probably easily take him. Just want to ignore him. It takes a long time to kill. Dodge. Rain of blows, and you're dead. Just like that. Really cool. So, next ability I'm going to have is, if you see in my hotkey bar, I have this ability here that's sort of read out. Can't really use it from a standing perspective. And this is the, just had it over, Vortex Slash. So the Vortex Slash is only becomes available to use after you dodge roll, or after you evasive roll, sorry. So, use it right here, dodge into the fray. It's a spinning slash, does AoE to everything around you. Pretty cool. You can actually have a few seconds after you dodge roll to use it too, so you don't have to use it right away. You can reposition yourself. Very good. Not as powerful as some of the other AoE detection characters, but it's good for clearing out babies. Takes a couple hits, but overall, pretty solid move. So, next up, we have this one called Combative Strike. So, it's an attack that, by sacrificing my health, I spear towards the enemy and will actually lower their endurance, which I believe is the defensive stat of TERA. So I'm just going to use it. Boom. See, you put this debuff on him, lower his endurance, so I'm going to do more damage. Very good. Use that at the start of a fight, especially if you're in a tanking role. Just sort of take him out like that with basic combo. Not too shabby. I kind of like it. It's good to use right off the bat, but it does cost your health, so that's something you gotta be worried about. And the last ability that I have, that's just also another damage reduction ability, is Rising Fury. So Rising Fury is interesting in the fact that it's some of the other abilities that we've seen. You can press it twice to get the full brunt of the damage or all the hits from it, but it does more damage the lower your health is. So it's another sort of crutch move. Use it here. Good movement to it too. It's a move that you want to use, especially if you're, really low on health, and you gotta get that last burst of damage out before you're gonna fall. Pretty solid though. Has some pretty. It's very fast, pretty fluid animation, and like I said, it has that nice little movement burst. So it's good to, if you want to jump in, or even sometimes use it as a sort of escape. Just pop that, and you'll probably burst a lot faster. You sort of like roll and then get away and get your bearings if you need to. But yeah, so overall, that's a look at the Warrior. Very fast melee DPS class. It's meant to be, because you gotta stay on your toes, as I said, keep saying. But overall, very fun. Definitely a class I'm gonna probably check out when TERA launches on May 1st of this year. But yeah, so overall, thanks to everybody who's watched, who's thumbs us up, commented on these videos. TERA, like I said, if you want more information, you can always go to the official website of tera.onmass.com. And as always, keep it locked to geekspire.com for a handful of gaming and multitude of geek-related information. So I'm Chris Gabois from geekspire.com, and see you later.